to some people, to be honest, in some organization, they may have to give them money, or that's why some organization you have sort of like a BA manager who will actually check the documents before you even send it to the customer for sign off, or before you send it to supplier. So they QA the work that you've done. So sometimes they may be able to rectify it before they have that problem, before the problem is it gets to that stage. But definitely, I hope no one will make that mistake to get fired. So definitely, it could be sometimes, it could be minor, but that's why you just have to ensure that you practice well and you really know what you are doing, and take proper caution, when you are documenting the requirements. And that's why I said, don't be shy to ask questions. I ask questions a lot. If it's not clear, I will say, okay, do you mean this? And they may say, oh, no, that's not what I meant. I don't shy away from question. I ask question because I'm not an expert in that field. So I need to understand what they are telling me. So, and that is why they are there to provide the necessary information to you in the first place. So, and if anything is not clear, please always ask your SMEs, always ask your stakeholder. And if you need help, just reach out to your project manager and they will be able to help with that. Yeah. Okay. So does a BA still have a role to play in BAU environment? Yes. So sometimes they do have. So like for example, so if it could be that if it's a BAU, sometimes, to be honest, you may not really have anything to do because if they're already using it, except if they want to carry out sort of like a process improvement, which we are still going to classify as a change. You understand? So, but if it's something that is working as expected, there's nothing you will be doing anyway. They won't ask you to do anything. Except sometimes they may want to find some work for you. They may say, okay, will you have some activities or some processes that we do run in our operation? We don't have process map for it. And they may say, oh, because sometimes, let me just say, a lot of times, some organizations, they don't have process maps, for all their, activities. And they will say they need a business process to come and map all those processes. So definitely it's a BAU. The BAU is running, but they need the BA to just come and help them map the processes. So they are not changing anything within the system. It's just that they just want all those things that they are doing, activities, to be documented. So you can say have some work to do in that space. What happens when a BA is recommending some useful ideas to execute for change, but change is being refused? Well, as long as you recommend, so it's not your, to be honest, it's not your call to actually force it. You can't really force it, you understand? So you just put it out there, but the decision making is still lies with the stakeholder. So you can't really do, but you can recommend, you can say, this is what you think we should be doing. And, to improve this, we think probably maybe we can use these tools, but it still lies with the stakeholder, to be able to do that. Common tools that BA use to gather information. So I think we've talked about that. So you don't use, definitely you will use, except maybe you are referring to collaboration tools like your whiteboard, like MS Teams. You have, whiteboard on your MS Teams. You can use that if you're using MS Teams within your organization. And like I said, you can use all those other ones, to capture your requirements if you're working remotely. And if you're having face-to-face, you can document it, you can write it down, and if you're having workshop, you can use all the techniques that we've mentioned. Can we classify the future state as to be and the current? Yes, I think we talked about that. And okay, so let me just try and maximize this. Yeah. For wireframing, do you always do it yourself? Yes, you do the wireframing yourself. the UX designer, although they have some, but definitely their role will be different. Definitely the UX designer, if they are developing apps, so definitely they will be doing more of that anyway. But for you to even the one that will head your requirements, for you to submit, the requirements, so you will still do the minimum required, to just for them to understand the requirements that you've documented. So, so your UX, definitely, I know that's more in depth when it comes to, wireframing like that. So what is the career path for a BA? And so, for so as a business analyst, so out there you can start, as from permanent, can for contracting as well. I know some people are raising us, so I will just quickly deal with this one that we have. And so the requirements so for the permanent, to be honest, sometimes you can get from 35, you can get from 70, depending on your experience. You can earn as much as 85, £1,000, depending on your experience. You understand? You can actually, you can earn. And as a contractor, and I've seen some people that probably maybe just, beginner, or don't let me say beginner, once they've gone through the training and maybe their first contracts, they're earning as much as £400 per day. And depending on the experience, you can even earn 450, even is not limited to 450, 400, as new entrants, to the BA world. Some people may even land their first role as much as £600 or 500. So it just depends on how you pass the interview and, the kind of job, the opportunity that you come across. So I think that will actually determine. But as a BA, depending, you can earn 800. I have some friends, people earning 750, 800, 8,000, it depends. So, but I think average, some sectors do pay more than other anyway. But you can still see some that are paying 250 a day, depending on the sector anyway. And yeah, so from BA, you can progress to senior BA. You can even, be a manager or, team lead, things like that. So it depends on what you actually, average trade weights. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to, okay. So when you mention agile, so agile environment depends. I'm not really sure whether we have a course on that as separate, but I don't want to go into that in detail. So like, you have waterfall, you have agile. So in the waterfall, that's when, is the traditional way that we do projects in the past, like it means they may have to do survey first, depending on the type of project. Maybe that survey, they will have to finish it. It may take 2 months. When they finish, then they will say, okay, probably maybe the BA, they should start gathering your requirements. So the BA may take another 2 months, to gather requirements, to document it. Once the BA finish their activities, maybe after the 4th month, then that's when they will not send that, they will do the signing, they will do the all sorts of maybe stuff that needs to be done between before the development, maybe raising purchase order and all those stuff. So that may take another 2-4 weeks, we're already in the 5th month. And after that, that's when they will now send it to supplier or in-house developer. So that could take another 3 months. That's 8 months going and into the project. Once the developer finish, you have tester maybe spending another 1 month for testing the products. So that could be running to 9 months. So it could be the 10th month or 11th month before the user actually see what they've actually requested. So in Agile, so you get that result, quicker. So that means they will just take a section, like, part of the project to say, okay, this is what we want to do now. We just want to look into this. Maybe we want to develop maybe just the cover page or the home page only. So that could take just 1 month. Within that, that's when you now use sprints, sprint 1, sprint 2, sprints, wherever. So in that sprint 1, they may say they want to develop the home page only. So that means within that 1 month, the BA will use maybe 7 days or maybe 1 week to document the requirement, to gather and document the requirement. Then if it's a 4-week sprint, and the developer may use 1 week to do their developments, and maybe tester will use 1 week as well to do their testing, and they do the sprint review, which is a demo to the user. If they need to rectify anything, they will do that. That means by the end of that sprint 1, they have home page ready. So while they are doing that, while the developer has finished the home page, BA is already, or while the developer is doing the home page, BA is already doing, capturing information, for the next one as well. So you are working, it's more or less like iteration, you understand? So you get value faster than the traditional one. So, but you may still read more on that, but that's just a summary. Sorry, now seeing the question platform, but another question I have is I record a requirement gathering session with the stakeholders. So capture. Sorry. I think that's now. Okay. So the term, so for the agile also, some definitely, because you need to familiar yourself with this agile environments and all those all those terminology as well if you are working, because if you are saying daily stand-up, like Scrum, definitely if you are going through Scrum team, definitely they will mention all this agile environments. Even if for tester as well, definitely you will come across the agile and developers as well. Everyone also working agile as well, depending on the organization, if you're operating on the agile or they're operating the waterfall model. But a lot of industry is now operating agile anyway. Okay, yes, so I think, yeah, so Eniola, can we unmute Eniola, please? Okay, yeah, Eniola, go for it. Eniola, can you ask your question, please?
Okay, sorry, I quickly want to ask just one question regarding what is the mostly when they are saying a Scrum team, and I know a Scrum team can consist of BA, developer, and QA. I just wanted to ask, what is the main role for a BA in a Scrum team?
Yeah, so okay, yeah, thanks. So your role, for the Scrum team to work, definitely they will be working on a product that they want to deliver. But how would they get the information about that product? So they need a BA to actually get information, to document the requirements for them. So it's the BA that will go and source for that information, that will liaise with the stakeholder to say, okay, you said you want us to build some reports. So what type of reports do you want? What are the information? Where are we going to get the information from? Which source data are we going to, how do you want us to represent it? What is the visual? How often do you want the reports to be pushed to you? Where do you want us the reports to be sent to? So is the BA that is responsible for the requirements, because the developers actually need those requirements for them to be able to develop whatever they're going to develop. And it's the same requirements that the BA has gathered. That's what the QA is going to use as well to write their test cases, and they are going to test the products on. So it's the BA is still the main person that will provide, them with the necessary information that will make them to be able to produce that product or deliver the products. Does that answer your question? I guess so. Okay. And to Tony, sorry.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to ask, it appears like BA work more hand in hand with QA more. And I want to ask, what's the relationship between BA, Scrum Master, then Project Manager? Can any of those three do their same job? Or for instance, if I'm a project manager, can I work as a BA? Or if not, with this internship, let's assume I'm already a project manager. With this internship, do you think it will give me a chance to work as a BA? Alone without the certification.
Okay, yeah, thanks. And so during this internship, if you already working as a project manager before and you register as a BA, so definitely if you register as a BA, we will put you as a BA on this project during this internship, so you can work as a BA during the internship. So you will learn all those things, you carry out all the activities, the tasks of a BA during the internship. So regardless of what you are currently doing, so whatever you register yourself with, that's what you will do. But at the same time, you can still, work, because you are still working together in a team. You can still understand, know what shadow them, what they do, even if you are operating as a project manager or Scrum Master during the internship, you can still shadow what the BA, what they do at the moment to understand how they work and all those things. And also, the project manager cannot do the work of a BA. That's why I said earlier, because there are some skills that the BA that actually require. The project manager may not be able to perform well, efficiently in that role. Although some organization, you will see, they will say, the PM is actually documenting the requirements. That's more or less like a conflict of interest. How do you want the person managing the project to also document the requirements? So sometimes it's just like, sometimes they do buy one, get one free. You understand? 2 in 1 role. Although there are some jobs that they will say BA/PM. But they expect you, if you're applying for such role, they expect you to have a knowledge or previous experience of a project manager and previous experience of a BA. That means you probably, in one way or the other, you've actually practiced as a project manager, you've actually done BA as well. So you can still perform in those roles. And they want, one person doing the 2 jobs. So that's why they say BA/PM. So some organizations are like that, but some, they'll just say PM, they'll just say BO. But the Scrum Master, to be honest, no. You cannot expect a Scrum Master to act as a BA. It's totally out of it. But I've seen roles that they will say project manager /BO or BA. And I've seen product owner /BA as well, because sometimes it works, they are a bit, similar product owner and BA. So, yeah. But in terms of Scrum Master, is actually cross it out. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Okay. Is there project manager as a program here, as a course in Blue Sky?
I think for this current internship, I don't think so at the moment, but probably maybe you can just look at for that information. But we do deliver that before. So, but I think for this internship, I don't think so.
Okay. Sorry for I have one more question. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, for project manager, I don't know, is it possible to talk to someone? Can I still ask my question as regards project manager?
Well, you can direct the question maybe to me if it's a project manager related.
Manager.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Eniola, you're still raising up your hand. Is that legacy hand or still anymore? Can the admin please help me put down the legacy hand, please?
Yes. No. They moved me earlier, so I haven't finished.
Okay.
Sorry, I only want to ask one more question, and that is it. So, for me to understand, from the requirement gathered from the by the BA, is that what the product owner? Okay, let me put the question like this. Does the PA work along with product owner to gather the requirement for them to create the product backlog?
Yes.
All right, thank you. That's it.
Because the product owner actually owns the roadmap. The product owner is more the person, is more of the customer, because the person is the face of the customer. The product owner knows what we need to do, and is the product owner that will actually say, oh, we need to work on reporting for finance first. That's what we need to deliver. Then, the BA will go and do the documentation. And sometimes, if they don't have BA, the product owner will still gather the requirements and put it in the backlog. But if you have the BA needs to do that task carrier. If not, that means there's no work for the BA to do.
Okay then. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. There's a question here that says, can a Scrum Master also work as a BA? Not on that same project. No, yeah, because you can't be, because the Scrum Master is a different role on its own. And if you actually attend the Scrum Master training yesterday, you see that it does not even relate to the BA, because the Scrum Master will be facilitating, the Scrum team, helping them to, remove any blocker impediments. So you can't give that person that task to go and be gathering requirements at the same time. So they usually employ BA, a separate person to carry out the BA role. Although if you are saying you are already a Scrum Master and you want to, transit to a BA, then it's fine. So you can train as a BA and transit from Scrum Master to business analyst. Yeah, it's doable. So depending on the choice. Yeah. Any other question before we call it a night? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much, Biola, for that. So yeah, that was really, really great. So, and yeah, and for those that register for the internship, of course, you hear more from Biola. And one thing that I want to say, most of the question, I think some people are asking them because you've not actually worked in that environment. So you don't need to worry too much, I would say. You're going to have opportunity to work as a BA within the internship, then all this thing will be clear, to be honest, because you would be a BA actually within the internship. So, and this is just introduction to give you overview what a BA does, then the tools that they use and the skills that you need to have, and so that you can make up your mind if BA is for you or not. So yeah, I want to say thank you, Biola, for doing this. And yeah, as you can see, she's got a lot of experience in doing this. I want to say thank you. Thank you. All right, so that is that. Any question, maybe not BA related, any question on the program? If you want to ask now, I'll just give 5 minutes to. Okay. I'll ask Dele.
Yeah, hi. There's going to be a breakout session, isn't there? When do we know what breakout session is going to be for BA? When we start BA, that's all I want to know.